Right everyone, and welcome back to Season 16 of AOR F2 on Xbox One, and we're here for the 7th round of the season then, the French Grand Prix, and we're here for the very first time then at the Paul Ricard circuit. Obviously reintroduced the F1 calendar with a new layout for the 2018 season, and yeah, obviously it's our first time racing here then, as it's the only league we're doing on this game. So yeah, obviously a very brand new track for us. And at the start of the video, if you saw me in lean, when lean fuel mix, you were absolutely right. I'll explain in a sec, but yeah, going into this one, I really was not, feeling it at all, to be honest with you. Like I did some laps like when the game came out of this track, and yeah, I didn't really get along with it that well. Just find it hard to, sort of find the best lines, best braking zones, and I think that's just to expect really with it being a new track. But yeah, it's never really clicked with it. Even like in the week leading up to this race, trying to practice it, really wasn't working out for me that well. And even like on the morning of the race, I wasn't really sure, what I was doing around this track and if I was going to be anywhere near competitive. But I managed to do a fair bit of practice then in the hours before the race, and yeah, I managed to get a decent feel for the track, I thought, and just learn how to take it properly, I guess. So yeah, I felt enough prepared, but not really that well prepared, but enough that I still turned up basically. So yeah, this was just an initial banker lap. It was meant to be on the ultra tyres, so I wasn't really sure what tyres to start on, so I just did a slow lap on ultras just because I didn't want to commit to them. Then I went for a fast lap on the superstar tyres, and I bowled it immediately by breaking myself into turn 1 and running wide into turn 2 and invalidating the lap. So yeah, that didn't work out too well. Then I noticed that most people were getting on ultra soft tyres, which kind of surprised me because I really wasn't able to get the ultra soft to last really when I was practicing. But yeah, I was sort of moving out of the way here then, just because there was a queue in front of me and there was someone coming through on a fast lap behind me. So I went off track there to get out of the way, and then the next lap invalidated. So that's great, right near the end of the session. And yeah, that's every chance we've had to get a lap in gone then. So yeah, with a very slow lap then, we're on the back of the grid, unfortunately, as it is more so then who takes pole position for this race from Melanie and Holland. And yeah, just overall rather disappointing day for us then, well, for the team as well. I guess OGS there did start on qualifying the super soft tyres, so yeah, he's in 16th, and then we were just miles off there with our time on the on mix 1 fuel. So yeah, I guess that was expected. So yeah, can only go up from here then, as we're now going to go to the race. So for the first time then, we prepare for the start of our first ever race then at the Paul Ricard circuit for the French Grand Prix, and it is the 7th round then of the season. And yeah, after this race then, we'll have done a third of the season. Got a bit of light cloud today then, but I can't imagine Wes going to be playing too much of a part in this one, as yeah, obviously it's our first ever league race then, not just at the Paul Ricard circuit but also in France. Obviously a French Grand Prix hasn't been in F1 since 2008, so I guess not really a surprise. It's the 29th different circuit that we've raced at though, and we have had 4 wins on our first races at tracks. Obviously this is like back on F1 2011, 2012 when we were sort of still quite new to league racing. So yeah, I can't imagine we'll be adding to that today, but I mean, you never know. Yeah, we're going to be taking a look now then at this brand new circuit in F1, well, sort of redesigned circuit, I guess, because obviously it has been F1 many years ago, but with a different layout. 15 corners then, fair few very long straights, only one very long one that's been sort of broken up with a chicane there in the middle. And yeah, I imagine we're seeing some overtaking into turn 1. It is a DRS zone, and yeah, you can get moves done there on the brakes. It's quite a long straight there. And if you get a good run out of that first chicane, actually, you could actually, maybe launch out the inside into turn 3. As maybe less of a chance there, but I mean, may still be possible. But I think we've seen a lot of action here into this chicane then. I think it's a Mistral straight, as it's called, and it's broken up by that chicane there in the middle. So I think we'll be seeing quite a lot of overtaking into there then, as we've got the ultra soft tyres, the super soft tyres, and the soft tyres then for this weekend. We're going to be starting on super soft tyres and going over to the soft for this race, and I think that will be sort of the best way for us to go then, starting outside the top 10. And like I said, I was quite surprised actually to see so many people qualifying on ultras, because yeah, with practice, I mean, like I said, I don't really feel that well prepared after practice, but yeah, ultra tyres did not seem like a good option for the race. just from my practice. But I mean, you know, what do I know? I'm 14th in the championship, so yeah, we just got to sort of go our own way, really, just see what we can do. I don't think it made people start on the soft tyres before. I think it was just Verstappen and Smithson in front of us there. So yeah, we'll have to see then in a second what tyres everyone's gone with. But yeah, as I was saying, I think most of the top 10 have gone with the ultra soft tyres. As we take a look then, and it is Infamous Clayton on the super soft tyres inside the top 10. I think pretty much everyone else outside the top 10 has gone for super softs except for those two in front of us and on the 9th row. So we're obviously expecting those two to go quite long into the race, and we'll have to see if we can get ahead of them, to be fair, if we can, as we've got the lights coming on now then. And away we go. And I think for turn 1 really we've just got to try and stay out of trouble. I mean, there's no point lunging in, we're already at the back, and yeah, I think our best chance for today is just to stay out of trouble, as we're on the inside end for turn 1, we've passed the Red Bull, then we're going to look to the outside of the Haas there, and we're side by side then with Verstappen, as I've not actually had that bad run out of turn 2, but we're just on the outside here for turn 3, so I don't think we're going to give him to do much here then. And no, we drop back to the back then, as into turn 5 then, well, there's just a collision there between KJ and X-Power, and yeah, KJ hit him on purpose, so yeah, whereas LGS as well gets taken out there by I think D-Sync. But yeah, pretty crazy stuff there down in turn 5, and KJ has left the session, and yeah, that's the last we've seen of him in AOR, because yep, he took out X-Power on purpose. So no idea what that was all about, but a beefer is off the road then, and yeah, he rejoins in front of us, and he was quite well in front of us anyway, so it's not important there. But yeah, he didn't have to let us through. But Bollocks then unfortunately again has damage, I think, early on here, so he's in the pits. That moves up to 14th position, and then onto lap 4 we're still in 14th, and we're still on the back then of this midfield battle. We're in DRS range of Verstappen, but just not close enough to get any moves done. As there's an instant up in front of us then, and there's a McLaren then of Murney off the road. I think he got spun out by Hayden in the Renault, so that moves up then to 13th position. It's all still very close in this midfield group, and we're just sort of sticking with them, which is really our best option for now. But I think maybe we'd want to get ahead of Verstappen if possible, just because he is going longer into the race than us. But Peltry is in very early then, so I'm guessing he probably had damage at some point then, and that moves us up to 12th place. And then on at the end of lap 5 then, quite a few cars actually pit quite early then. Hayden, Franglish, Rosberg, I'm not sure who the other one was, I think there's another one, but yeah, looking like they may well have to do 2 stops then to get through this race, as that moves up then into the points, into 8th position. And then we skip to later on in that lap actually, where Verstappen has now passed Beefer back then, and yeah, we are right on the back then of the Sauber, as yeah, we head around at long turn 11 and into sort of it's quite a twisty section near the end of the lap. This is sort of one of the things that when I was sort of getting used to track I was struggling quite a bit with, just because some quite unusual lines, and yeah, it's not really any corners sort of like these anywhere else on the F1 calendar, so I think that was kind of hard to adapt to. But yeah, it looked like Sauber was quite a bit out of shape here then on those super soft tyres, which it was a bit of a surprise because we're on the same tyres here, but he did look to be struggling quite a bit then. We've got, I think Collins and Dragx came in then, so that moves us up to 6th place. We're looking to the outside of Beefer then into the first corner. We're around the outside, and we're through and into 5th position. And yeah, he's going to try and look back at us if we can, but we're just going to brake as late as possible into turn 3. We maintain a position then, and we're up to what is now P5, but obviously it won't be P5 after we've all pitted. On to lap 10 now then, and Clays and Jork, who are on the same strategy as us, pitted a lap or 2 earlier than us, so that moves us up to 3rd place. Then John was out of shape there in the turn 8 and 9 chicane there, and that is going to allow us to get alongside then towards this sort of reverse 130R corner. And it's the first time I've gone side by side with someone there, and yeah, a bit terrifying, but we managed to make the move stick then. And we're up into what is now 2nd place, as Verstappen then sort of on those soft tyres there, and probably working quite well from at this point, just because, well, I guess because, you know, super softs will be going off quite a bit at this point, so we probably, you know, maybe missed out on a bit of a chance there by not, you know, getting ahead of him maybe when we could. But yeah, I just don't really think the sort of the pace was there, really, to be fair. So I think we've done all right in this first stint. We managed to gain a few places, and yeah, the tyres have held up quite well, and we should be able to take these, well, the soft tyres then to the end without too many issues. And yeah, we stayed out a lap or two longer than some of the others, so some of the others on the same strategy, that is. So yeah, that may well play into our hands. We've also got maybe a few people will have to stop on the ultra soft tyres who start on those, so that could also work out for us then. And we haven't had any penalties either yet, so yeah, that is all stuff that could still play into our hands then with 17 laps to go, as we rejoin then in 13th position with Manley up in front of us. I think he maybe pitted it quite early after that spin, I'm not sure, but we've now got then John a couple of laps later. Then he was obviously in front of us, then we overtook him sort of as our tyres were going off, and yeah, it looks like he's now come back then. And yeah, 3 goes then into 13th position, as yeah, we're now going to skip then to lap 16 then, where we've had Verstappen and Smithson both pit then. They're the only 2 people who stole on the soft tyres, and they've broken out behind us then, so yeah, we expect to see them quite soon. As in front of us then, there's contact between Jork and Hayden, and Jork was in the middle of the road there, and yeah, luckily we all avoided them, as there's more contact between Manley and Hayden, and yeah, the Renault's off the road, and we're all over the back then Manley, but yeah, quite hard to pass into these last couple of corners unless you really lunge it into the final corner, which is yeah, not the best opportunity, I'd say, because it really does sort of hurt your run by the looks of things. As yeah, I think someone else pitted there. I think maybe someone coming in for a second time, maybe Franglish, I'm not sure. But yeah, we actually do close to the back of Manley then, who I think maybe was struggling with damage or tyre wear. But yeah, we're finally, on the same bed track. We were sort of rivals towards the end of F1 2016. I would say sort of all the way through sort of 2017 as sort of teammates and title rivals in former Xbox, and of course back in STS as teammates. But yeah, we finally find ourselves on the same bit of road again. Obviously, as I said, I think he's run into quite a bit of trouble with maybe tyre wear and damage today, which is why we were sort of catching up to him, so that's a shame for him there. But yeah, we had a bit of a battle there, and yeah, we took the place then. But as I said, Verstappen then coming through on the super soft tyres then demotes us back down then to 9th position before too long. As yeah, we skipped to the end of lap 21 now. Then we've got Rosberg in the pits, and so yeah, it does look like then the looks like the that early stop then does mean that they'll have to do the 2-stop strategy then. So that moves us out to 8th position, and now we've got Franglish then, who is on that 2-stop strategy then, coming through. And yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to put up much of a fight here then, as we're just sort of managing our tyres here, making sure we don't get any penalties, because we were on 2 warnings for quite a lot of the race here. But yeah, I was managing to avoid picking up any more, as the Franglish went quite wide down. I think he'd actually pick up one. So yeah, I think quite important for us really to just keep it on the track at this point, make sure we don't get any penalties that could potentially spoil any chance of points, as John spins off there, and luckily he did go, so I wasn't sure if he was going to, and certainly took a bit of avoiding action. As yeah, that moves back up then to 8th position. We just seem to be 2 in front at the moment between 8th and 9th place, but Pelsley is actually struggling quite a bit now then. I think he's been on those tyres since lap 4, so I'm not surprised, to be honest with you. But yeah, we're inside then into the turn 8 chicane, and we're into a 7th position, so it's actually worked out quite well for us in this race, and considering how bad qualifying was. And yeah, it's actually turned into a very good race for us. Then we've had some good battles, we've had some good pace, and yeah, this is actually a big surprise to me, I have to say. But yeah, come around the final corner then, and it's solid points then for a second week in a row, with a 7th place finish, but actually gets moved to 6th because Verstappen had some penalties. So yeah, that's actually worked out very well for us then. So matched our best result of the season then, which was in Monaco with a 6th place finish. So yep, that result then back to back, and yeah, same makes up for sort of the blip in the season that we had with Spain. So that sort of like was a bit of a blip, because we've been scoring consistent points each race since since the start really. Obviously we didn't get the Australia points, but we've had points finishes nonetheless. So yeah, it's good to sort of get back into that run then with 2 quite solid points results really. And we really weren't that far off in the end, to be fair. Only I think, I can't really see that, but I think it's about 18 seconds considering we started at the back, and we were battling quite a bit. So yeah, to be that close to the win, I'd say is not too bad, to be fair. And yeah, just overall quite happy with the result in this one, have to say. And yeah, so well done to Morso for the win then. He's on some great form at the moment. It's really taken the fight to his teammate Holland there, who obviously still has that lead in the championship. It is 49 points, and I think he actually extended it then because Melanie had a bad race, and yeah, Morso obviously is still sort of recovering from, you know, not scoring in the first 3 races. So yeah, seeing Morso the man on form, but Holland just continues to build up that lead. So it really is looking like could be a sort of a Force India civil war then for this championship. And yeah, really interesting to see then, you know, what what Morso can do then to sort of overcome that advantage, because yeah, he's certainly picking up the wins at the moment. As Melanie then of course still hanging in there, of course Rosberg as well in 4th, and Jorg, despite, you know, quite a lot of misfortune, is still there in 5th place. So yeah, some, you know, really strong performances all through the grid, I'd say. But yeah, it's just really not falling in the way of some people, and you know, Holland just keeps on being consistent, getting those results, and yeah, it's really working out for him. As we actually move into the top 10 then with that result, so that's very good for us then. And as I was saying, KJ is gone from the league, so yeah, I think I actually gained a position as well. So I think we actually gained 4 places from that then, but obviously KJ's gone from the standings, so yeah, that's why that is the case then. So yeah, overall pretty good race for us then. That one, not what I was expecting, but hopefully we can take this momentum on to Austria then. Thanks for watching this one, hope you enjoyed it. Leave a like if you did. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.